Okay, not everybody's like you, kid. And, wow. Okay, we're getting this, I hope. Yeah, the whole thing. Atheism is a theory group. It's based on theory, and it's based on poor science. It's not relative and molecular. It's not based on infinite and eternal mathematic comprehension, understanding, and application in a thought process that accepts it without having to be able to prove it, because it's not proof. Like trying to prove pi. So you get it, guys? I hope you do. So atheist groups are set up to sacralize against other groups. It's just another form of a secularized group to distract you that money is more valuable than life and that you have to mass murder each other over your differences so it can make more money. Okay, understood? All right, so there's where we're at, so please stop. Oh, come on already. I'm getting so tired of this stuff, mess. I will try to, if this happens soon, that I am public figuredom, talking to people publicly, not to say the F-bomb and the mess, all the time, every other word when I get complete irrationality, stupidity. I didn't cuss out that person on YouTube. I did call them a moron, indirectly. Well, if the moron fits, put it on. Okay, I'll try not to do... Oh, come on. You can't go through life trying not to offend everybody. You're going to offend somebody. You offend some people by breathing. You offend some people by walking out your front door. You offend some people by being you, okay? And you cannot... the only way to get through life without offending some people is to totally underachieve so they constantly feel like they're a better person than you and they're a complete moron. Do you understand? You cannot go around through life underachieving. I can't do it anymore. I can't underachieve not to play basketball, not to piss off them. I don't care if they give me high ankle sprains. I don't care if they try to kill me. I don't care if they take my kids and make my life miserable and set up relationships where the women are going to physically, emotionally, and sexually abuse me. I don't care anymore. I don't give a fuck. I have to try to achieve to the best of my abilities in any aspect that I can to help attain world peace and goodwill and value based on life-based resources, remanagement of our life resources, leadership that is truly intellectually stable, reasonable, and amazingly faithful, and based on mathematical and scientific principles that have religious comprehension and understanding and application that can save us from our own wretched selves. Okay, so this is just the way it is. All right, I'm just throwing it down. That's the way it is. This is just the way it is. I am who I am, and that I am. And I am who you've been looking for. I am your huckleberry. I am the descendant from the line of King David that can come through and just cut the crap out of everybody better than anybody ever has before. Not because I'm better than those that came before me, but because those that came before me led the way and helped me in every way I can ask of them every day. When I pray for assistance from Haile Selassie, I get it. Okay, and I don't really ask for assistance from Haile Selassie directly. I ask for assistance from God, and so a lot of the times I get a connection to our Messiah Haile Selassie, and he gives me wonderful ways to even restore my own self-esteem. And when I was belittled, and when you sit there, when you're having these bad dreams about women comparing you to other men and that you're not well endowed enough to be the man that she wants, and he like sits there and wakes me up that morning and goes, Ralph, a woman that compares your penis to other men is a whore. Okay, so what? You're not losing anything if you've lost that woman that sits around and does that. That's like you sitting there going, that one's got nicer tits and she's got a better ass and she's got a tighter pussy. That's just vulgar, rude, crude, and disgusting. You lose that woman, what have you lost? Vulgar, crude, rude, and disgusting. Awesome. Thank you, Haile Selassie. Thank you, my Messiah. Thank you. I love you. And don't mention it, but don't run yourself down again. Well, when I run others down, I'm running myself down. So what do we do? How do we fix this? How do we stop running each other down? How do we lift each other up? They had to be run down and chopped down to size, and now you've got to pick them back up. The other people, the socioeconomic position that you're in is different than mine, because you need to let the people see that you're all worthy of value, regardless of your social, economic, and political, and media conditions. That you are probably one of the most spectacular men that ever lived in many, many ways, and everybody treats you with complete disdain, disgust, and in very disgusting manners that wants to keep you down there. And all the people that want to see everybody else elevated to a position of life worthiness that is value over rocks, paper, scissors, plastic, destruction, war, and stupidity, wants to see you elevated because they know in your elevation it does elevate all of them. And the people that believe that they are more highly elevated because of their economic, social, and media position will actually attain a position of high praise and beauty for supporting the intellectual, religious, and social reform that needs to take place in order for us to save ourselves, restore real balance and faith, reasonable, comprehensive understanding, and just all around just, wow, he's right. This is just, the conditions are just set up. We're at the cusp of it. I saw it yesterday and last night, and I've seen it this week when I talked to Gabe, and I felt like I was doing a disservice because I was like, I'm too irrationally hopeful. I'm too irrational. It's like I'm connected to the patient, and like that one they were saying to my mother's doctor who was, she's going to die, but he's trying to get her hopes up too high, and they had to take out the case because he got too emotionally attached to the patient because he was too impressed with her and was giving her false hopes. And I would not give you false hopes on this strange and mournful day, because the mother and child reunion is only a motion away. I don't want any relationships that were manipulated for me. I don't want any relationships that are part of a economic, social manipulation. I want real relationships that were in my life, that were meaningful, and that were built on love, trust, honor, and character. You guys tried to set up the conditions, and then it's like, oh, they're not taking care of those kids the way that they're supposed to. They're still hiding the line, buying and selling. I'm not a Buddhist or Christian or Hindu parable and a story that you guys can manipulate and create and recreate mathematical conditions. Those kids love me because of the way I was in their life. I wasn't this separated, I'm being abused, a Buddhist guy who has this detached manner of raising someone without, and then I just let it go and all that bullshit. No, Emily loves me. Kate loves me. Noah loves me. Okay, you made them feel they were neglected and abused by the system, and made them feel like the one person that's always been there for them just didn't care and was crazy and just gave them away. I didn't. You guys did it. You're sick, sadistic, abusive, manipulative psychopaths that think you are scientifically lucid and valid, and you're not. You need to quit. I mean, the shit that you do doesn't just fuck up people's lives. It fucks up our world. It fucks up our rationale. It fucks up our comprehension. It fucks up our reason, our faith, our intelligence. It fucks up so much shit that the shit is so fucked up that you don't even know your shit is fucked up. And now you're starting to get it, but you're too damn prideful to admit it, which is even more fucked up than anything you could ever conceive, practically apply, and sit back and take a look at yourself and see what you do. And you're just not very nice. Even a lot of you that think you're nice. Well, we're doing this for the... No, you're not. You're being manipulated by your own Satan, your own jihad, your own battle of temptation of good versus evil, and jealousy and envy versus acquired and applied talents because of molecular and relative connections. Yeah, you're jealous. You're jealous of Krishna and Siddhara and Judu. You're jealous of Moses and David and Jesus and John and Saladin and Ralph. You're jealous of us. You want to be like us, but you don't want to do it in deed. You want to manipulate, hide, lie, study. Oh, how can I acquire these talents and abilities? By behaving more like him and less like you? I never thought of that. Maybe that's a possibility. That sounds like it. So practical application, acquired indeed, will give me similar talents indeed. I don't know what kind of talents you get. I'm not God. But you will, I think, get similar understanding, recognition, reasonable intelligence, comprehension of faith, and yeah, that's all. Yeah, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and pleased with your results of what you get. I think you'll pair bond with people that have more in common with you, that have less jealousy, but will appreciate our differences and support our, like I told you, I said, man, I love going. I love it. I don't want to play the guitar like Otmar Liebert. I want to go listen to Otmar Liebert. I'm not going to be able to play guitar as good as Carlos Santana, sing as well as Mark Anthony, run as well as Michael Johnson, do this, yeah, but I can do some of the things that I can do, and I like what I can do, and so I hope that Michael Jordan and Michael Johnson like the way that Ralph can outrun people analytically, flip and frickin' stick them because they're abusing people and stop the abuse. It's like a game that's beyond a game. It's the reality of life that I can help us stop being abusive, and everybody gets to play, and everybody gets to be included, and everybody gets to get valued, and everybody gets to stand up on that gold medal stand. I hope that Michael Jordan and Michael Johnson and all those guys like it. I hope that the songs that I sing in my poetic verse and my analytical precision, that Mark Anthony likes it, that this is going to make a better world for him and his children and all the women that he finds lovely. You know what I'm saying? I hope he likes it. Make a world safer for golf courses, but in a more intelligent, humane, and not quite so many fashion. Make the world safe for basketball, but not in opulence, over-the-top, irrational fashion. Baseball, football, and dancing, and singing, and entertaining, and intelligently equating and understanding and being reasonable. I want to make this world safe for a lot of the things that we do that we would consider kind of superficial and frivolous, but like I told you guys, I want it to be guilt-free. I want to take care of all the stuff that we need to take care of, so then we can go truly enjoy a night at Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We put in our effort and we put in our work. I don't have to work for another guy to make another guy rich. Everybody gets fed, everybody's got a house and all that stuff and everything. These guys, what do? They're ball players, man. And I know they put in a lot of work and have to compete with other guys to get this position out here on this field, so I'm not jealous or envious. I'm going to just go watch this game, and I'm going to throw myself into this game. And it's even going to be cooler because we don't have to pay extortion. I don't have a miserable existence. I got a good existence. It's like icing on the cake. It's like a lay across my big brass bed. His clothes are dirty, but his hands are clean. You're the best thing that he's ever seen. Stay, lady, stay with you, man, a while. For the birds, let it break the day. Let me see you make them smile. Stairway to heaven. Don't take away my heaven. I'm just like, man, and then my kids, you wake up in the morning and, oh, the pitty patter of a little bitty feet's going pitty patter through our house. Gonna be thinking of a name. Oh, it's gonna be a great big change. It would be all, watching Scotty grow, watching Patrick go, having a baby puke on your back of your uniform, and Sergeant Guys wipes it off for you. You got any on mine? No, it's okay, good. It's a flush truck. It stinks, but nobody ever looks out there. You're tired. You're dead. You're only getting, 3 hours sleep? Okay, cool. Go out there and take a nap, and I'll wake you up during the night. Okay, cool. And we got single dad. We're not single dads, but we dads. We take care of each other in the Air Force. We understood. Sergeant Guys had two or three kids, and he was the coolest at it. You'd come in, and you'd have this look on your face with them bags under your eyes. He slept, and he would look on your back of your uniform, check you for baby puke. Typically, 2 to 3 nights out of the week on a 5-day work week, you had baby puke on the back there, and he cleaned it off, and you got him on mine? No, you good, man. All right, go in there and go take a nap in the thing. I'll wake you up in the middle of the evening, or do this, or how you feel. I'm tired, so okay, do that. You'll be refreshed. Take about a 2-3 hour nap. You'll be good, and then you'll be able to make it through the next day. He was the coolest. Robert Goss, Staff Sergeant Robert Goss. He was a dad. He was a father, and he was a husband. Boyd Vaughn, a lot of my guys. Boyd was a big Atlanta Braves fan. Loved the Braves. And I remember when the Twins was beating them, and the Blue Jays was beating them, and it was just hard, because like the Braves would get right there and couldn't win it, and then when they finally win it, I remember, I'm pretty sure Mike Devereaux played on one of those teams too, so that was pretty cool too. I liked seeing it because it was neat, and especially with Mom you know, knowing the Devereaux and what decent people they were, what a nice guy Mike was. It was nice to see him on the team, one of those Atlanta Braves teams that were really doing well and being able to participate in it. I'm sure that's a special, fun feeling. Like Joe Torre said, you know, when he won, after all that work and all that effort, and then he won, and then they had great success because it was built on the success of team ball. Like that one Boswell guy said, man, he's like, I hate the Yankees, but it was Joe Torre who was the classic overachiever and that just tried and was humble. You know, he hit the pinnacle of MVP to hit into four. He went from top to bottom and would tell you guys that too. I sucked. And they're all like, yeah, right. You know, you did it, but you won MVP and stuff like that. You're not the most winning manager and stuff like that, but you've lost enough to lose and you've won enough to win. And you realize it's team ball, and we've got all this talent, and if we make us play as a team, I mean, just think of the things we can do. And look what the Yankees did under Joe Torre. It's just like, wow. And he goes, I had to admit it was special, and it was amazing. And it was the Yankees. It helped me swallow my bile. It's like, oh my God, I could actually tolerate it, you know. And I'm sure I thought of Mr. Lopez when I didn't know about that the Mets and the Yankees played in a series and the Yankees beat them. It was the first Subway Series. I remember the San Francisco-Oakland series. But the Yankees Mets, wow, and the Yankees won. Well, that's kind of typical, but I'm sorry you Mets lost, sir. I'm sorry about that. They've won a few. And Darryl Strawberry won with the I forgot he was on it. I was too busy. I was being a single dad, and then when I think I kind of recall that stuff, but I didn't have much time because I was always working. I had a job. I had 2 jobs and was going to college and was a single dad. So I just really, I mean, as much as I would try to watch SportsCenter and things like that, I just didn't have time for sports. And then when I got with my wife, they just wouldn't, you know. Amy would do it as an entertainment and then would give you a few, like a week or 2 of it, and then it was back to whatever she wanted. And so it was kind of her way of being tolerant was like, you get a week of sports a year, and then the rest of it's keeping up with the Kardashians and put up with me while I cheat. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. And the way the systems are set up, you know, the women, you know, it was to stop the abuses of men so women couldn't be abused, but then it totally flipped the script. And I told you that. That's one of the main reasons. I knew if I got the state of New Mexico to go after Amy, it would have made her life miserable, and she had crumb, and emotionally, the way she gets unstable. You know, if she'd left me crumb, and she knew it, if she'd left me crumb, then, yeah, I'd have told Susana Martinez, go get her. I don't know exactly where she's at, but you just go try to find her, you know. And then if she ever tries to come back, I'll just look at her and go, no, I've got complete custody of all the kids and whatever and stuff like that. Just go get lost again, make it to where I can't find you, or go kill yourself, but leave me the fuck alone. I'm tired of you. I've had enough. You know, you've abused me and neglected me and the kids for long enough, and just go get lost, change your persona, change your thing. You went to Europe, just stay there, go away. Just act like you don't even live, change your name and just become somebody new. And just, I won't pursue you. And I'll just say, I think she might have died. I don't know. It's entirely possible. She's bipolar and she might have killed herself. Who knows? Okay, but just help me raise these kids, and I'll get together and stuff like that. Maybe I'll find somebody who's similar to me, and I'll raise these kids. And Susanna and the state of New Mexico together, me and you will raise these kids to be good kids. All right, but we won't take them to a church that makes me pay $300 a month to indoctrinate my kids to hate other people, other religions, other races, and other language groups, stuff like that. Okay, let's not do that. I think that's irrational. I think that's quite insane. And as a certified apostle, prophet, Messiah through the line of King David, I think you guys might want to work with George and other people like with him, because I think he's behaving in an extremely elusive, irrational manner, and I think a lot of his indoctrination and training is very poor, and I think that's just analysis. I don't think I'm judging the guy. But I sit in judgment from the analysis, and he could judge himself, but I don't think he's doing a very good job, so I'll do it for you. Yeah, help the man out. He's a little bit on the, he ain't floating with fall. Shit, no. Hell to the fuck to the no. That man he ain't right. All right. And I've met a lot of people like that. You know, they ain't right, you know. It's not right to sit there and go, what are you doing? I'm going to get in this giant nuclear sub and go threaten people in other lands that are less exploitive and less economically advantageous position than us, and threaten them with nuclear eradication if they don't comply and do what we want, and then do business with us, and take a subversive business position to our superior business position, and that the negotiations are over because I can blow you up. Okay, that's what I'm going to do for a living, and I'm smarter than you, and I know how to keep this nuclear engine running so we can drop nuclear bombs on those Koreans and those other people that don't accept the program that we are the top economic exploiter and resource exploiter in the entire world. Okay? Yeah, I can understand this stuff. I'm kind of intelligent. All right. I just might be a tad bit intelligent. I may be the lowest of the low, and I might be a scrub, and I may not be worth much, and I may not be very attractive, and I may piss everybody off and make everybody want to kill me with the words that I speak from the analysis that I generate from my connections to everybody and stuff like that. But I'm kind of intelligent, and I think I can kind of help. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Just submit and let humility become a part of you, and understand that it's the omnipotent, eternal life source of grace that's working through you, and that you have to work together for everybody and with everybody and through everybody, and that it's very hard because there's a lot of crazy people out there with schizophrenic, socio-psychopathic tendencies, like watching that poor Tinker Tailor soldier spy movie, you know. So these people are just nuts, you know. It's insane. They're all, you know, they can't figure out who's lying and who's truth and whatever because they're so ambitious. The one Scottish guy, he was so ambitious he couldn't see that everything was just too perfect. And that's what Gary Oldman's character, no, this is too perfect. You're getting set up. You're getting played. And I saw it too when he said that, and he goes, oh, well, I want American intelligence, and so do the Russians. And you've got them all. See? It makes too much fucking sense. They're not doing it to get to you. You're just Britain. You're just a little island that's almost so significant. They're setting you up so they can get to the Americans. That's all they're doing. Kind of embarrassing, isn't it? I mean, it took me like, yeah, I was saying the same thing. As soon as they said the thing like, I want American intelligence, I was like, oh shit, you're getting set up by your mole. Yeah, so it's one of your guys. Okay, yeah, there's in the story. It's not to hit you, it's to hit the Americans. They're a bigger plum. Okay, that's what's going on, British intel. Okay, I was watching too. Going, yeah, no, and that's Gary Oldman's character told his two head guys in charge that sacked him and made him retire. You know, he fired me. He's like, well, yeah, but then he sat there and looked at them both and he goes, they're not doing this to get to you. They're doing it to get to the American intelligence, and you guys just asked for the American intelligence because you're giving them such good intelligence, and they're so impressed with it that, yeah. And now you have to go explain to them, it was bad intelligence because we have a mole, and now the Russians have all your information. Ooh, wow, that's not cool. Yeah, that's what that whole movie's about. Get it? Okay. Anybody can tell. If it looks too good to be true, it's not true. You know what I'm saying? But with me, it seems too good to be true, but it's not. I mean, trust, honor, and character, and intelligence, and placing life, resource values of money's not real and it's fake. That's why you get that bullshit from those spy espionage and other things like that. Because you can buy people out. That girl, they shot her for money. They shot her for, they sit there and shot that beautiful woman trying to get free from there that Ricky was trying to say, and shot him in front of that guy. Just boom! Tell him what you saw. And her blood and gray matter splattered all over the wall because they're fighting over money. Yeah, the guy was like, Gary Oldman said about his character with the thing. He goes, he's an extremist, and he's just nut, you know, and so he has these things that he'll do. He would have rather gone back to Russia and died because he wanted to do it for fame, for country. He wanted to be one of those guys on the wall that was one of the heroes of the Secret Service of Russia, like Lenin and Stalin and Dododo and Hotchkiss and Perkenfrock and Stinkostov. And yeah, like when you walk through the White House and you got the Lincoln bedroom and the Jefferson Memorial, and that's a bitch. And you go to those banks and you go to I remember going through the walls of the university, and you see a lot of these people, and you're like, I wonder how many of these people are just son of a bitches trying to get their name put on the wall because they want to leave a legacy that's important because they put their money into, like on that absolute power thing. And I donated $1 billion to charity, and I'm going to be remembered for this. He goes and stabs the president because he screwed his wife. And how many people has that Sullivan guy screwed over, you know, business-wise, but not literally their wife in the bedroom, but their pocketbook, and you know, that how many people has this man screwed over? You know, and he's got $5 million worth of stuff in his bedroom closet that's secret. You know, I mean, while children, it probably has businesses in countries that are starving to death, while he has $5 billion just laying around in his closet in jewelry and cash. It's just sick, man. You sit down and you think about people. It's like, how do you fucking sleep at night? You have the means to save millions to billions of people, in sometimes in assets that are irrational in your very residence, and you have them all sitting around like you know how to allocate them properly, and the poor people are just too stupid and they would mismanage their resources and destroy everything, while you sit around in opulence while they sit in abject poverty dying and you make money off of them. You're sick, man. You just got to see yourself. That's just a sick, disgusting individual. I mean, you're so lowly evolved. It's like, yeah, I was thinking about that when I was watching that movie last night. We are so lowly evolved on the evolutionary scale that, my God, for a highly evolved human being, it's painful, cruel, and vile to have to sit and watch your own species, your own family behave in this manner and act in this manner when it's so beneath them and it's so uncouth, and they consider themselves so couth and so proper and so intelligent and so highly evolved, and they're not. Now, Richard Dawkins is not a very highly evolved human being. Sam Harris is not. And they think they are. And they think the stuff that they spit is legit. And you're sitting there watching it going, as a highly evolved, intellectually, reasonably sound human being that practices with great faith because of his abilities to understand and comprehend relative molecular math and sciences and infinite math proofs. It's hard for me to coexist with people like this. It hurts. Like I told the brother yesterday at the library, it's physically painful to have to connect to people like this, or when you go online. I can only do it for about a short time a day, because otherwise it physically becomes exhausting and almost physically debilitates you if you have to keep connecting to so many irrational, stupid, insane, mean, evil people. And there's a lot of them, and it's bad training. So hopefully we change it, guys. Let's go down to the library, and don't feel like you're an evil, lowly evolved protozoa piece of shit. Just look at yourself, and then just realize you can go from a lowly evolved protozoa piece of shit to a highly evolved, amazing, character-filled, faithful, intelligent human being overnight. You just have to flip that switch. You go from here to there just like that. And you're surrounded by people of trust, honor, and character. There's no fear because there's no extortion. There's no stupidity. We'll still have little, I kind of want his girl. No, you don't. Why? Because it's his girl. Dude, no, this is, okay, listen. This is the most, I'll be right back. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. Oh shit, let's just finish this one. We'll load it up. I don't want to go into the whole dissertation live to load 6, because I still may have to try to load those 2 that didn't properly load yesterday. Relationships, it's just, it's a connection. It's something that's there before it was ever there. It's something that you know each other before you knew each other, that you loved you. I've loved you not just now, but I was born in love with you. I will die in love with you. Learned how to speak to say to you. And if she's not the one, if you're not the one she's dreaming of, you're not in love with her. You're obsessed with her. Okay? All right? See what I'm saying? That's why you guys sit there and think it was like the whole thing with the Jennifer Lopez. If she's in love with Casper Smart, that's stiff. She's in love with you, Steph. You go, Steph. No, I just had these dreams, and people were, I could have been very well being manipulated. So when I look at it and it's objective and it's just not happening, I'm like, oh, she loves Steph. She loves Casper. She loves him. She doesn't love me. No. I'm just thinking that because I'm being fricked and sticked and fucked over. I don't want to be fucked over. I want to be loved. I'm not stupid. So I'm like, nah, it's not her. It's cool. We made some cool connections, analytically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Really cool. I have a good life. Enjoy Steph. I'm good. I'm gonna go on the moped while you 2 dance and watch the movie. And okay, I'm going to. Hey, how's it going? You make me happiest man and all. I got a dollhouse with a wedding ring in it at my house. You going to come and have some macaroni and cheese? We do that. You bring your brother. We do exercise, do the manly bonding. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life pining over a dream I have when I was a kid if it's not meant to come true. I love basketball, and there'll still be basketball after Rob's gone. So, you know, next go around, maybe I'll be playing some basketball. I don't know. That's irrelevant to me. I'm going to do in life what I'm meant to do, and I'm going to love who I'm meant to love, and I love everybody, but whoever's meant to show me love and me show love too, that will happen. That's detachment. Detachment is detaching from your attached outcome and letting it be God's outcome and accepting the outcome that you're given. And that's what it is. Attachment is trying to, no, I have to. I mean, I did feel that way because she was a public figure that had mass media connections that could make mass changes and affect lots of people. So I thought, that's her. That's my girl, because when we get together, we'll start building houses. They'll start being fed. They'll start bringing down the banking industry, rearranging the way we analyze and manage resources. It'll be something, you know, a lady that spectacular. If she's my girl and we're together, we can make changes overnight like nobody ever saw in the history of the world. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking in an analytical sense because I was thinking relatively. I wasn't thinking about myself, and I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to use nobody. I just thought that seemed like the perfect setup because it just didn't make a good world for me and her if we really liked each other, but for all of us, and that's the way if we really liked each other. Well, I like her. I mean, if she like, I'm hard to like. I'm kind of hard to like. I hurt people's feelings. I say things that make people want to rip my testicles off. Yeah, well, that's good analysis, and people don't like to hear the truth and they get mad. You mean, yeah, sorry. I'll say it. Why? Because I'll say it. Because it needs to be said. I told my mom that. Said, man, you know, no, I'll say it, Mom. If it needs to be said and it needs to be done, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I can't be afraid. The children are too important. The world's too important. Real value and faith and reason and logic and practice of real intelligent religious understanding belief is too important to me. I'll say what needs to be said. I'll do what I got to do. It's not going through. I can't go through and throw rocks at people's heads and cut their heads off with swords and shoot people with guns and have stuff genetically put into me to rip off that guy's head because I'm bigger and badder than him and I'm going to be the biggest, baddest, smartest man of all time. Bullshit. I just want to be me, and I want us to appreciate everybody that is willing to be appreciated, loved, honored, and you know, there's going to be guys that are better than me. There's going to be guys that are less than me. Depending on the abilities, the circumstances, and conditions. I just want what I have as talents, as a gift for all of us. And you know, the whole thing. I love watching Ricky. Ricky Henderson, they didn't have him in there at all, which is kind of a bummer. Because he was one of my, maybe he'll be in the next one. I hope so, because Ricky Henderson was one of my favorite baseball players of all time. But, oh yeah, the cocaine. I don't think he did. I don't know. That was the problem with me in sports when I was a kid. Was coke. Yeah, one of my Jeff Sinister and other guys talked about it. He said they went to talk to San Diego Padres, and one of their star guys, he only played he was a star for about 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years. But he sat there the whole time during the talk, looked at him, turned the chair backwards and sat backwards facing the rest of the guys, not looking at the guy and ignoring the guy. He said, what was that all about? He says, cocaine made me a star. If it wasn't for cocaine, I wouldn't be able to turn the double plays that I do to this and hit the ball and da-da-da. It's cocaine. I use coke and I don't and stuff like that. This is a cop, and he's telling him, no, and I'm rich enough, and I got lawyers, you know. And then so the commissioner, that's why he was going against cocaine and marijuana use. They stopped that. They had illegal drugs, so they had to stop the legal drug use of making players. And you had Len Bias, and you had Jeep Jackson and other guys, I guess, in the NBA that were doing coke too. That Walter Davis, a lot of guys were doing coke because it felt they'd give them an edge, competitive edge. It wasn't so much to just do coke. Coke wasn't like a record. It was something that they did that made them faster and better. Or so they thought. Well, apparently it did. It tweaked them, and they could move faster and do things more, you know. And me personally, I'm not that type of person, you know. That way, you know, Chris Rock said, you know, if you could take a pill that made you better and made you paid like one of the bigger guys on Wall Street, would you take that pill? No, it's not worth it, you know. I'd rather be a carpenter, find a lady, and raise my kids, and then just have whatever life I was meant to have. I'm not willing to destroy my body or cheat or, you know, and then they're all cheating. Not everybody did. Ben Johnson used words, but Carl Lewis didn't. And don't you admire Carl Lewis a lot more than you do Ben Johnson? And Ben Johnson is remembered as the guy that did roids, that broke all the records, that they eliminated his records because he cheated. And Carl Lewis is known as the guy that won 4 gold medals because he was really exceptional, like Jesse Owens, you know. So yeah, no, I'd rather be in that category. So, you know what I mean? I love you, Chris, but no, I wouldn't do it. I mean, all these other guys, I empathize with it, and I understand the reasons why, and I could see Sammy Sosa doing it to save his family from mad poverty and the stuff like that. Yeah, I could see, but I didn't have that bad of circumstances, and I wasn't willing to sell my soul to save my flesh. So, but in Sammy Sosa's conditions, I can understand it completely because everybody else was doing it, and he needed to be successful, and he was getting paid, and everybody's going to run him off. And so if he started doing them too, I could see why Sammy would. You know, definitely could see why Sammy Sosa would. From the poverty that he came from, and the guys with the, yeah, oh, definitely. Okay, guys, I got to go. Oh, I love you. It's because of the economic conditions. It's because of money. Money does it. Money fucks it up. Money makes them use the anabolic steroids. Money did it. Fame, credit because of money, and because they're generating revenue, and it was PR, and it's bullshit. So it's money. Money fucks shit up. Okay. I love you guys. If we didn't have to worry about money, then they would all sit there, and it wouldn't be, because you'd have all the fame and the money and the this and the girls and stuff, and then Barry would have been a better guy, because he would have been somebody that just was, you're really good, thanks, cool. And they wouldn't treat my dad like shit, because it would just be fun just to watch him play. And I'd had a better attitude, and it would have been more fun to watch Barry Bonds play baseball, because he would have been more that guy that tells you the incredible stories instead of get moody at you because people were disrespecting him, because it's all about making money off the PR and the bullshit. And he didn't make proper enough PR because he was moody, because he didn't like the way people treated people. Not a bad guy, he's just caught in a bad situation because money's fucked. Alright, guys, that shit's fucked up, so we gotta stop it. Alright. I'm going to try to say that less, but prove to me that you understand that the shit's fucked up and that we don't have to be so damn vulgar, so I don't have to say it so damn much. Alright? I love you guys. Let's go let this mess up. Alright? I love you too. Alright, blessings and peace.